Yeah, welcome back. And what exactly I explained in the previous lecture is regarding your rapid prototyping and what are the different steps in a rapid prototyping. What are the different things like material methods, applications, etc. for a rapid prototyping. Then we have seen different what called as things needed as part of things. Suppose it's a liquid which is needed, depends upon that what are the processes. If a solid is fed as input, what are the processes, and powder is fed as input, what are the different processes. Okay, so we'll be seeing now what is SLA as well as FTM techniques now this particular class. And before going to that those techniques, and those still have doubt about the what called as the rapid protein process, just see this video and assess what exactly a rapid prototyping process.
Rapid prototyping is a technique for making prototypes of any object layer by layer using CAD model. Now here we have a
Now just see here,
computer monitor.
it's a technique for making prototypes of any object layer by layer. Yeah.
And
Now
we have a CAD model.
this is
We will make in the CAD software. This is a 3D CAD model. If we want to make a prototype, and there is a prototyping machine. We can also say this machine is a 3D printer which makes 3D print. It is connected by the wire to the monitor. This is connecting cable, and there is layer by layer manufacturing of CAD model will be find out. This machine makes first layer, second layer, third layer of the CAD model, and by layering this model, the final product will be made by this prototyping machine. So in the rapid prototyping process, we will make any object layer by layer using CAD model. By using this CAD model, we will make 3D objects by layer and fuse together by different means, and product will be like this will be our final prototype, and this will be made by our CAD model and layer by layering process.
so this is the basic
Rapid
example
process
of how a rapid prototyping
prototype very
technique is
rapidly by
about.
using a
Okay.
3D printer or by using a prototyping machine.
Okay. So
Today we will discuss about rapid prototyping process.
yeah, we'll just stop here. Just here. So now coming back to the uh, thing where I left. There are two techniques. One is called as stereolithography operators, and another is FDM. Now, what is stereolithography? Is mostly used rapid prototyping technology. It can produce accurate and detailed, and what is the most of the times the final 3D printed parts will be made up of polymer. Okay, so SLA was first RP process introduced in 1988 by 3D Systems Incorporation. So this is the first process in the line of 3D printing introduced by 3D Systems in way back 1988. Okay, so what exactly a principle behind SLA is? It uses a low power, high focused UV laser. So what is you are using a ultraviolet laser to produce a three-dimensional object in a pool of liquid or a vat of liquid, photosensitive polymer. So the liquid which is being used is a photosensitive polymer. So using the UV laser, it will shape its things and get solidified. Okay, so that's your vat of a liquid photosensitive polymer, right? So this is the process which is called as SLA. Okay, so we'll discuss in detail. Now, this particular diagram gives you in brief what exactly are different components of a SLA process. This is based upon selective polymerization of photosensitive resin using ultraviolet light. So you have a laser which is of ultraviolet laser type, and this is the thing. So let me just take one highlighter here. Yeah, yes. Now we see here. Now this is the basically the laser, the blue color one, which is being produced, and this is being diverted to a vat or a liquid here. So this is your actually the model what you are going to produce, and this is the pool of liquid, which is maybe a liquid polymer. You can see here, right side, a liquid polymer, and vat is one which is a supporting this particular polymer, and this layer is going to make, and this particular polymer will be just going down. You just see the arrow mark here. Okay, so this particular thing will be, platform is keep on going down, and once the laser is given, and this has to form this type of shape, it is instructed like that, it forms a layer, and next moment the platform will be going down, and one more layer will be formed using the UV layer in the polymer. So because this UV layer will convert this particular polymer which is in the liquid form into solid, so it gets solidified like that. Completely the layer by layer by layer it just forms, and finally it's fused together to actually get the solid model or finally 3D printing model. Okay, so let me just explain. I'll just take a help of one video, then you clearly understand what exactly your SLA process. Okay, so let me just follow this video, right? And easily you can assess what is your SLA model, right? So let me, yeah.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the another video of Engineers Academy. So guys, over here in this particular video, we are going to learn about our first video on the 3D printing process. That is of the actual process we are going to learn over here in this particular video. That is nothing but the stereolithography. So this was the first ever 3D printing process that is
See the
introduced in
same
Japan
diagram what
by
I am
Mr.
being
Charles
used.
Hull in 1986. He patented the actual process that is of stereolithography. So guys, over here in this particular video, we are going to learn about the actual process of the stereolithography. How does the 3D printed objects, parts, prototypes are manufactured by using this particular process? What kind of the materials are used? In which form it is used? What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of this particular process? So guys, if you
So follow this video clearly. So, okay, so you have this particular explanation about the stereolithography process of rapid prototyping, and what are the materials used for that particular RP process, stereolithography, as well as what are the different types forms of material, advantages of process as well as disadvantages of process, and on this particular process, the products where it is going to be applicable. Okay, so just follow.
If you're new to my education channel, Engineers Academy, kindly subscribe to my education channel and please press the bell icon in case if you don't want to miss any latest updates from my side. So let's begin with our today's topic of stereolithography. So guys, in 1980s, the era of 3D printing began. So in that particular time, the 3D printing advanced 3D printing technology like firstly introduced into the market, and then from that time like it was boosting up continuously until then. Then over here, the first ever process of 3D printing introduced in the market was stereolithography. The first ever 3D printer which is used to manufacture the 3D models, 3D prototypes, 3D parts, patterns over here. So this the first 3D printer that can be called as the stereolithograph SLA machine. So this particular printer is capable of to manufacture the 3D printed parts from liquid resin polymers into the solid objects, which converts this liquid resin polymers, liquid plastic which is there in liquid form into the solid objects. So guys, let us understand what is the actual process of this stereolithography and how these parts are manufactured by using this particular process. So guys, over here in this case, there are four important parts Okay, the UV curable photopolymer resin, which is there filled in the liquid form. Okay, that is, we can call it as a liquid plastic, which is there in the tank. The perforated table, which is having a provision to move vertically up and down. Now this particular perforated table like moves up and down into that particular tank. Also there is a source of the laser which is there, and a computer which is gets connected to the table and ultraviolet and UV laser. So this particular computer controls the movement of the laser arm and the uh, perforated table also. So over here, in this case, the actual process starts from the 3D model, as we have seen in our previous video of 3D printing. So over here, the part which has to be manufactured, okay, this particular CAD file is prepared, that is computer aided design. So the CAD file is processed, and then that particular CAD file is gets converted into a particular language or a particular file that 3D printer can understand that particular file. So this particular file type can be called as the STL file type. The acronym for the STLs, that is standard tessellation language. So this particular STL file type gets like is an input to the 3D printer, and 3D printer understands the STL file type, because you know there are a lot of layers in that particular 3D models. Okay, in order to cut it down, in order to manufacture smoothly, this STL file type is very much essential. So that in a STL file type, like when a 3D printer printed like different parts, okay, in a forms of a layer on layer. So in order to understand the geometry of each layer, okay, this STL file type is very useful. So this particular STL file types gets is the input to the 3D printer, and over here the 3D printer starts working in such a way that the this particular perforated table is immersed in the liquid tank. So as the table moves downwards, the liquid polymer comes in contact with the through the perforated holes into that particular table. So the UV laser is there, and this particular laser hits the upper surface of that particular liquid polymer, and when as soon as this particular laser hits the liquid polymer, okay, it gets like harden up instantly. So that was the actual instant process to get this hardening process of hardening is so instant. So after the hitting of this laser, okay, on that particular liquid polymer, the upper layer gets like harden up instantly, and this particular laser is having a provision to move in any shape, okay, to form that particular design of that particular object. So this particular UV laser moves instantly, as you can see over here on the top surface of this liquid polymer, and the table which is there gets moved downwards to form a layer on layer, okay, one another. So this particular layer gets fused together to the base layer, that is the upper layer. So this is how this cross sections of each and every part or each and every model gets manufactured by this UV ultraviolet laser and the table. Okay, as the table moves downwards and the laser moves at the predetermined path to form the cross sections to form the design of the 3D printed model or object. So after that, when the last layer of that particular model like finished up, this particular whole of the 3D printed part or model which is there, it gets like immersed in the another resin. Okay, so that particular 3D printed model gets separated from this liquid polymer. After the separation of the liquid polymer and after the process of the hardening, okay, the bonding is gets strong in the bonding between the all the layers gets strong in that particular resin, and after that this particular 3D printed model gets allowed to bake in an UV oven. So inside that particular UV oven, that is ultraviolet oven, so at the predetermined temperature, and the the all the layers gets hardened up, and you will get a desired surface finish, okay, after that particular process. So after that you will get the end product or else the finished product. So
So this particular thing, what he's explaining, the process of stereolithography, right? So there is a polymer in the tank and the table. Okay, so the laser, which is UV laser, it's called as. So the UV laser can move in any direction, XYZ direction. So it will actually produces a layer of particular thing, polymer, and as soon as the layer, the laser touches the polymer, it starts solidifying. Now, by the time one layer solidifies, the table is going to move down. So one more liquid layer exposes to the laser layer, and again it's going to solidify again. So like that, layer by layer, how many layers you need, thickness of the model, you will be giving by means of a CAD input, and obviously you will be getting a finite 3D printed model. And okay, and obviously again the polymer will be like a liquid only, and the solid model will be just taken out, and you'll be curing. That is, you will be hardening or making it a complete solid or strengthening it by in a machine called as ultraviolet curing oven, UV curing oven. So some particular temperature will be maintained here, where it will be become a hard model. Okay, obviously the strength will be high, strength is going on, strength is increasing. Okay, once it gets cured. Okay, then
So this was the actual process of the stereolithography. So that in that this particular process, the liquid photopolymer gets converted into a solid object. So guys, that was the
that is a basic principle, where the liquid photopolymer, which is there in the tank or vat, gets converted into 3D solid object. Okay, so obviously finally I'll get a polymer object as a solid model or a 3D printed model. So that's how explains about the
actual
stereolithography.
process of the stereolithography. So now let's talk about the some of its advantages and disadvantages.
So
Well, as we can see, the advantage is that we will get a high surface finish. Most of the durable objects can be manufactured very easily. It is having application from the medical equipments up to this up to the commercial use, or else up to the end-to-end solutions. So this particular stereolithography technique is having applications from the
see here, these are the things what shown on the screen here. The right side, that white color, and there is a teeth here. What you see, no, that ceramic teeth. I think the cap, what you are going to keep, made up of ceramic material. You might have gone. Those who lost the tooth, or there is some damage for tooth, they'll be going for this what you called as tooth tooth and all. So you are going to have a cap on the tooth, damaged tooth, etc. And this is a small fan model which is being made by the SLA technique. Okay, so high surface finish. That's one of the good advantage of your SLA process.
medical industry up to the aerospace industry. A lot of the complicated parts can be easily manufactured by using this particular process. You will get a high surface finish. The material which is used over here is having high thermal durability, and also this particular 3D printed objects can be used for prototyping also. Also it is used in the patterns. It serves as a pattern for most of the major castings, because the accuracy we are getting over here in this particular process is very much on a higher side. So this is the reason, it will be served as a master pattern for majority of the objects. In some cases it is used for the final product.
Okay,
such as in a case of some sort of the snap fits, or else some sort of the consumer goods, consumer objects. So it is having a major variety of the application over here in this case. Now if we talk about the disadvantages, as the laser moves in a particular predetermined shape, and a small amount of that particular photopolymer resin comes in contact with the laser, such as 0.1 0.15 mm. Okay, so this particular actual process is very much
slower,
and the laser is there are very less surface area which gets connected, which comes in contact with this particular laser. So this is why this particular process is very much slow process. as compared to the DLP, that is digital light processing. In DLP, we actually using a particular bulb or a light source, which actually covers up whole of the area.
Now, what is exactly this here is the laser beam is a thin beam, and the polymer, which is actually getting exactly in the direction of this laser, only gets solidified. And this is a very thin beam like thing, so it will take a lot of time, okay, to get the entire thing as a 3D printed model. But you can go for a DLP process, like a digital mirror, where the area of covering of the beam is more compared to the laser beam. So that's the advantage of DLP compared to the laser source of curing.
So the majority of the surface area gets exposed to the light bulb and it hardens up easily. But over here, the laser is used. So this is the reason the actual process is very much slow as compared to the DLP. Also, the initial investment cost is, that depends upon the model and the size of the object. So the initial investment setup, we can say that it will depend on the type of the machine you are using. So let's say it is on a higher side as of now. Also, over here in this case of stereolithography, if the overhang part cannot be manufactured very easily, because in case of the overhang part, the bonding is not so strong, so that the like the bonded photopolymer resin will like collapse directly. So this is the reason we need some sort of the external support over here in this case of stereolithography process. So that was the advantages and disadvantages of this particular 3D printing process. So now let's talk about some of the materials over here. So as you can see that this is the chart which represents all of the materials which is used in the this stereolithography process. Okay, so the most commonly used material is the ABS, that is acrylonitrile butadiene styrene. This is the material which is used in the fuse deposition modeling as well. So these are the materials which are used over here in this particular process of stereolithography. So guys, this is the very much basic type of the 3D printing technique which is so far and widely used in the market. And this particular stereolithography is the process that is implemented by the 3D Systems Incorporation in the Japan in 1986 by Mr. Charles Hull. And this particular 3D printing technology serves a major role from medical industry up to the aerospace industry. In the automobile sector, it is having a wider range of the applications. Also in case of the consumer goods, in the case of the some sort of the snap fits arrangement, some sort of the the plastic materials are gets manufactured by using this type of the technology. So guys, that was all about the stereolithography. In case if you like my video, please hit like. It will really motivate me to make.
Okay, so hope you understood the SLA technique. Okay, so same thing I have mentioned here. So possible, I'll just send these slides to you so that you can keep it for your exams. Okay, so regarding FDM, the second technique, we'll see maybe in the next class. So for the 2 hours, what exactly we have learned today, rapid prototyping processes and material methods, applications, etc., rapid prototyping, and what are the different types based upon the input we have discussed. And one of the technique is the first technique of 3D printing is SLA, that is a stereo lithography technique that I discussed, have seen the video just now. Okay, so hope you understood this one, and see the same thing available in your slides, the working, as well as this is the thing, material type, photopolymer, thermoplastics. Most of the materials are thermoplastics. Minimum thickness is 0.02 mm. Smooth surface finish you can observe. Okay, so applications, you have snap fits, detailed parts, presentation models, functional testing models. Those are some of the applications of SLA. So advantages, already disadvantages we have discussed. Okay, so that's about your SLA technique. I hope you enjoyed the lecture, and we will meet again maybe next class to discuss about the FDM. Okay, so thank you. Thanks for listening.